Sean Payton, head coach of the New Orleans Saints. What's with this Saints Happy podcast? This has to be the worst Saints podcast in the world. Ralph can't say anyone's name right. Andrew doesn't know football. Everyone has a hard time listening to Dave. And is Kevin even there tonight? The audio with this podcast, my God, the audio, it's painful.
Everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are back to the slums. No mini fatheads tonight, as we had multiple crises before the show. My audio sounded like garbage, or as Andrew likes to say, just another normal day. Thomas had to reboot his computer, but we're here a day late. We had to bump the show because Dave, he wanted to pretend like it was his anniversary. Right, Dave? But really, you were just sad over the Islanders, right?
I'm already frozen. My video is already frozen. We're off to a great start here. Well, first and foremost, thank you for agreeing to reschedule. I'm glad we caught Thomas before he went to bed in Poland last night. There I am.
How's your head? How's your head, by the way, Ralph? Your head feeling better?
Yeah, I had allergies, but my headache suddenly got worse when y'all told me in the pre-show that I sounded like shit audio, and
Look at Dave.
I had to rush over, but
nice job, Thomas.
Yeah, there's me with the crying Jordan face superimposed over it. Quick update: the 2020-2021 season for the Islanders is unfortunately over. We took the Lightning to Game 7, but we just didn't have enough. You hate to lose 1-0 when that one goal is shorthanded. I mean, that's a brutal pain in the ass kind of way to lose. But it is what it is. There was no officiating. It wasn't any egregious officiating errors that cost us the game. So how mad could I really be?
It wasn't a Tommy Lee Lewis situation.
No.
But here's the thing: if it cheers you up, Dave, we have a great show tonight. We're gonna try to figure out which free agent corner the Saints are going to sign after Loomis was thirsty for a corner last week. We're going to talk about the Saints, where they fall in the NFL franchise all-time rankings. We're going to talk about the best free agents still available that the Saints should sign. We're going to talk about which jersey you should buy this year. If you're thinking of investing in a jersey, I saw your UDFA son is out working out with Jameis, Dave, little Jordan, so maybe it's time for you to invest in a little Jordan jersey. And we're going to get to the Drew Brees worst decision. We're going to get down to our final four. We have our finish up the second round matchups.
Well, let's talk about what we're drinking real quick. So I want to give another shout out to Nikolai. I'm drinking the final IPA. I'm suffering through the final IPA that he sent me. I don't like IPAs. Everybody knows that. But, I'm drinking it, and I finished the first two, and this is my third. So shout out to Nick for making beers for us. You're awesome. And look, I appreciate you so much that I'm actually drinking IPAs. So there you go.
You only get 3?
I only get 3 because he knew I didn't like it. So he was like, you only get 3. I understand.
Well,
makes sense.
She loved the IPAs that Nick sent us.
I think Sally likes his beers more than any of us, maybe.
Yeah, she does.
She really was all about the hibiscus. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm drinking a Wake and Bake from Bayou Brewery in Houston. It's very good.
A Wake and Bake, huh?
It's a Hefeweizen infused with coffee and caffeine.
Say that again?
It's a Hefeweizen, and they infuse it. Yeah, and they infuse it with coffee and caffeine.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be pronounced Hefeweizen.
I don't know.
Dave, do you want to weigh in on this?
I don't know French like
correct.
you, Juge. I don't know your fancy French.
It's German.
So whatever. It's not American. That's what matters the most. All right.
American isn't a language, but that's fine.
What? They speak American. Where I live, we speak American. Okay.
That is factual.
Yeah.
Well, that's Texas for you.
Here's the thing. As far as like the Saints, they don't really have too much news, and we talked about it on the Green Room live show, which people should.
The green rum and coke.
the Green Room and hope people should subscribe to the Green Room, so they should download the app so they can join us every Wednesday. But we talked about it a little bit, Andrew, and that the Saints, Mickey Loomis, they're still sort of lusting after a corner, aka Richard Sherman, we would assume. But we'll start there. Do you think they'll make a move before training camp starts? Am I going to get to play the breaking news siren? Am I going to get to fire this up before training camp starts?
I don't know, man. That's the $1 million question. I don't think Mickey Loomis comes out in public and says we need to add another corner unless he's trying to squeeze Richard Sherman. I feel like that's a way of letting him know, like, hey, we need a corner, and if you're not going to sign, I'm just going to go get a different veteran. I feel like that's kind of like a warning shot.
I got to say, Dave, I'm looking at this free agent list that Thomas has put up on the screen for us. They got some pretty nice free agents left.
Big names.
Ingram. Do we like
Geno
Melvin
Atkins?
Ingram?
Yeah, how are Melvin Ingram?
right?
How are Melvin Ingram and Justin Houston unemployed? Like, I get
Melvin
that
Ingram
they're
is
old, but
32.
everybody needs pass rushers.
Geno Atkins.
KJ, I mean,
this is a situation where the market isn't meeting their demand, and they're just refusing to play for a dog shit offer, right? That's what that is. That's why these guys are unemployed.
I mean, if I told you could have anyone off this list, Dave, who would you want? Would you still want Sherman?
I think so. I mean, if you said anybody but Sherman,
I don't know. I would maybe go Geno Atkins or Jarrell Casey.
I would go either Geno Atkins or maybe Melvin Ingram.
I mean,
you want another pass rusher?
You can never have too much.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, Russell Okung, he likes to get paid in Bitcoin, so I mean that's like playing for free. So
what about Litecoin? How does he feel about Ethereum?
Offer him Doge and see if he still accepts.
No, wait. We're sitting on a whole load of Takecoin, aren't we? Didn't we invent Takecoin and own most of it?
I have $9.9 billion in Takecoin. I'll give it all to Russell.
I came up with the logo. I think it's pretty much official after that.
So that's a good question.
I mean, if you his long-term contract is also in Takecoin, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, if you're in the YouTube live stream, which you should always join us on the YouTube live stream. We're going to get to Drew Brees bracket later. And by the way, we have a surprise. We're not going to announce it now, but in like 2 or 3 weeks, we have something that we're going to do with the live stream that is going to make it so much
It's going to blow your mind.
It's going to blow your mind. Thomas, we had a meeting.
It involves me standing up without wearing pants.
Yeah, that.
If we're lucky.
Even Dave doesn't know what it is.
Yeah. But
that's a great
Geno
idea,
Atkins,
Dave. Thank you for
is that Gene Atkins? That's his son, right? So that'd be fun.
No, that's not Gene Atkins' son.
It's not?
No. It is not.
Damn. I thought I've been living a lie. I was today years old when I learned Geno Atkins wasn't Gene Atkins' son.
Actually, I don't know that he's not. Are you sure?
Somebody in the chat.
I'm looking now. You're making me second guess myself now.
All right. So the other real Saints news, Dave, is Mike Haas is the play-by-play guy for the Saints.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so
Geno Atkins is the son of former New Orleans Saint and Miami Dolphin Gene Atkins. Wow, Ralph.
You had me doubting myself.
Hey, Tomas!
I stand corrected. I can't believe it. Yeah, you know what's crazy is I loved Gene Atkins too. Like I was a huge fan of his when he was on the Saints.
You obviously stopped following him after his playing career. And
Not only that, I booked Geno Atkins' wedding. I booked his wedding band. And
what kind of band did he have? What kind of taste in music does he have?
I mean, all my bands are similar. They're
Stone Temple Pilots. They're all Stone Temple Pilots covers bands.
They're all SCP tributes. No, they're all just wedding party cover bands. So, I mean, I think they're all different, but if I try to explain it to you, Ralph, you'd be like, oh, they're all the same.
They're all the same. Yeah. So that's who I would want if I was picking one. But back to Mike Haas, Dave, it's, Mike Haas, he said something interesting in his.
Wait, Mike Haas or Mike Haas?
Mike Haas.
Haas.
Okay.
Haas. No, it's not. He's not an avocado, Andrew. He's not Haas avocados. It's Haas.
Well, no. Remember the receiver? He was a draft pick for the Saints. Mike Haas.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, Dave, is I read his interview with John DeShazer on Saints.com, and Mike Haas had said that he, after he stopped being a sportscaster for WWL and was doing the news every night at 10, he bought Saints season tickets, and he was kind of a lunatic Saints fan, and he embarrassed his wife at the game, and that got me excited. Like, do you think his lunatic Saints fandom will leak out of him as he's doing play-by-play? I got really excited when I read that. I want a lunatic play-by-play guy that gets emotional and maybe says things that are inappropriate.
So you want Bobby Hebert, is what you're saying?
No, because Bobby, you need somebody at least coherent, to be able to give you the play-by-play. Like you just, I don't want him a lunatic all the time. I just want him to be lunatic, like every once in a while, like bad call, cool play, craziness, and maybe say something like drop a 4-letter word every so often.
We got to get him on the show, by the way.
Yeah, I got to tweet him.
I like the pick. I don't think anybody was surprised. I think he was kind of the guy that was rumored to be getting the job when first became available, when Zach announced he was going to rejoin the coaching staff. But I like the pick. I like him. I agree with you, Ralph. I mean, like, he's a local guy who's a fan. So he's going to bring, I think a little bit of fandom into it. And I've always kind of liked that, similar to, I don't think he'll be as emotive as Todd Graffanini, but Tulane had Todd Graffanini for so long, and Todd was a Tulane fan just as much as he was a professional, and that came through when he calls games. You can just turn the radio on at any point in the game, and you'll know whether Tulane is winning or losing just based on Todd's emotion and and the sound of his voice and all that kind of stuff. So I think Mike Haas will kind of be like that. I don't want to say less professional, but I would say more genuine, I guess. He's not a polished play-by-play guy. I know, and we don't want that. But I mean,
want middle of the road. I want Saints homerism. I want honesty, but I want homerism.
Yeah, no, I think Mike will be a good mix of those two things. I really do. But my question for you guys is, like, does it bother you at all that when a job like this becomes available, that there's no chance of somebody who is outside of New Orleans to get this job? I mean, like, the Saints
like me
have twice now. No, not like
right. You can't have Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas should have got the job. You were hosed, bro.
I mean, there is a level of nepotism involved when it comes to the Saints, and
it is,
because the first pick after Jim Henderson retired, it was Zach Strief. Obviously, that's there's nepotism involved, and now you've got Mike Haas. Mike Haas has been doing, he does the sideline stuff for the Saints ever since he stopped being the anchor on WWL TV. But I mean, he's been a local guy for years. I mean, there's no chance for Joe Blow from Seattle or Joe Schmo from New York to come in from out of town and to get this gig. It's just not happening.
Well, I think. Go ahead, Ralph.
No, I was going to say that's true, and to do you one further, Dave. Before Jim Henderson got the good job, he was already Channel 4's sports director when he got the job in like 84, 85. Before that, it was like Larry Munson and the guy who wrote the Saga of the Saints. Wayne Mack, who was born in New Orleans. So, like, literally, the Saints have never had a non-connected New Orleans person doing their.
I mean, and it limits the talent pool, and who you can possibly get for this job. So again, my question to you is like, does that annoy you or does that frustrate you that maybe we're not getting the best person necessarily for the job because that person hasn't been living in New Orleans for 30 years and doesn't have dinner with Gail Benson or whatever?
I think two things about that. I think first of all, that's how New Orleans has always rolled.
I know
in a lot of ways, like not just radio,
absolutely.
You know, and
in business, absolutely
in business, and it's a city that's content with hiring from within, keeping it in the family. New Orleans is not one of these markets that attracts people from other markets, and like Nick Underhill, for example, like he's a big fish in a small pond now because he came from another market, and he came from a market in Foxborough, right, in New England, where everyone works their ass off, and the culture there is you've got to one up the next guy, you got to work harder, and like there's a whole I don't know, in New Orleans it's like, yeah, let's have a beer at lunch.
Well, New Orleans, the problem in New Orleans is the ecosystem is different for sports in the sense of one paper.
It's not sports, bro. It's not sports. It's everything.
It's everything. One radio station, New Orleans. But the thing is, Dave, Jim Henderson was as good as it got for play-by-play.
Right.
Like there wasn't a local play-by-play guy in the NFL that was better than Henderson.
But what's wrong with Haas? Like, I get that he's
nothing's wrong with Haas. There's nothing wrong with Haas, and
he's super qualified.
Yes,
I loved Zach for the job, but like Haas is more qualified than Zach.
Yes, he's got definitely more experience. But my question is like I've become friendly with Andrew Allegretta, who has recently, he was the voice of the Tulane Green Wave. He's now moved on to Vanderbilt, but he's a professional guy. He graduated from Syracuse. Syracuse is like the broadcasting school in this
Harvard
country.
Of broad sports broadcasting.
And he went to Syracuse. He's got like his speaking voice and like the voice he actually uses when he does play-by-play are two different things. I mean, like he is a polished play-by-play guy, and he was here in New Orleans for 2 years, but he has no chance at getting that job. Well,
here's the thing, and I apologize in advance for actually giving a serious answer to this topic because I feel like I'm doing a disservice to our podcast by saying something serious.
Solve your problems with aggression,
as opposed to making a joke out of it. But I do think that on the heels of Zach leaving, and we know why he left, it's understandable. Like he got a job with the Saints, but on the heels of Zach leaving, like I think when you're hiring for a job like that, the voice of the Saints, you don't want someone that's going to do it for a year or two. You hire some big head honcho from New York that has a great voice and is a total pro and does it well, but like you're not totally sure how receptive the fans are going to be to him, and you're not totally sure how much he's going to love living in New Orleans and love the job. Like when you hire for a job like that, the voice of the Saints, you're hoping that this is someone that's going to be there for 20 years. And I just think on the heels of Zach leaving so soon after he started, Mike Haas is a way safer bet than going to New York or going to Baltimore, or going to DC, going to Chicago, and getting some like big wig that's going to come and like probably kill it and do a better job than Mike Haas, but like is a flight risk.
No, that's the thing. Like if you hire Dave's buddy that did Tulane, he's a flight risk because he doesn't. Mike Haas, he's already like he's been in New Orleans longer than he's lived anywhere else, and you don't want the voice of the Saints changing every 5 years, right?
Right.
The one thing I will say is while the Saints are sort of nepotism driven and they have always had play-by-play guys and color guys that are connected to the Saints, the Pelicans are not that way at all. They have Joel Myers, who is nationally known.
Antonio Daniels, yeah.
They got Antonio Daniels, who they replaced David Wesley, who was a former Pelican. So the Pelicans aren't that way at all. So it's really interesting. But
like if you look at all the guys that have been Saints, like think about like it's John Stinchcomb, Deuce, Hokie, Bobby. I mean, it's all local dudes that know the city.
Archie back way back when.
Like they all know the city. They're all embedded in the fabric, and that's always been who they want talking about the Saints. They don't want some third party, unbiased guy. Like that's the culture of New Orleans radio. So it's never going to change, I think.
Yeah, somebody in the chat room said Jim Henderson. Yeah, Jim Henderson did CBS national play-by-play for like, I want to say like 3 years, and in between the Saints had a guy. They hired this guy. People might not know him. His name is John Ferguson. He was the LSU play-by-play announcer in like the 60s and 70s. And when the Saints hired him, that dude was so old. The
crypt keeper.
He was a crypt keeper, and the thing is, like, he might have been great when he did LSU back in the. I don't know, but he struggled.
Bad.
Saints play-by-play. They had him for a year. Then they had Larry Madsen, who's good.
I crushed this quick, by the way.
So
maybe I'm starting to like IPAs.
Yeah, for somebody who hates IPAs.
So
I went down crazy fast.
So here's a question that we've been having on the list, and it's an inside joke for me and Thomas that I've told him to cancel it like 4 straight weeks, but this week we're getting to it. Thomas,
Dave, what the hell?
How old is Thomas? It's going to be the question is how old is Thomas?
Dave. Does this make you a little jealous that Ralph and Thomas have like their own little side inside jokes now that we're not privy to?
Every Saturday, 2:00, you're more than welcome to join us.
Oh yeah,
makes me jealous of Thomas.
As you should be.
You're more than welcome to join the production meeting. The production meeting, here's what it is. It's 45 minutes, but mostly it's 25 minutes of Thomas reminding me.
Circle jerk.
What are you guys talking 45 minutes about?
Thomas is reminding me of all the fuck-ups that I did on the week before to not do them again.
I can't believe it takes. Yeah, there's no way that takes 45 minutes.
It does.
I don't know all of Ralph's fuck-ups.
Ralph, Thomas, how much are you omitting then? You must just be like hitting that. That must be just like hitting the highlights.
A lot.
I feel like Thomas. I feel like that production meeting when it's me and you, it's like confession. You shouldn't be leaking it out.
Oh, I just got a text. So Kevin's not here tonight. No surprise. Is Kevin even here tonight? But he did text me. This is live. This is hot off the press. I got a text from Kevin. He says, "Hey, here's a romance update for the listeners."
Oh wait! I gotta play the
breaking news siren.
No, I gotta play the ER music.
Oh. Is it playing? Because I can't hear it.
Yeah, it is playing.
Okay, so I can start talking now.
Yeah.
He says, here's a romance update for the listeners. Met the doctor's parents for the first time Friday. They came from out of town. Dinner went so well, we did it again on Saturday evening. They dig me, and no, they do not know about the podcast.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Wait, from out of town. I wonder where they live.
I mean,
I'm gonna text them back.
Ask that. Yeah.
Where do they live?
Their daughter's a brain.
I'm also going to ask, where did you
live in some
go
gated community?
Could you imagine going to dinner with Kevin and liking it so much that you're like, hey, let's do it again tomorrow?
I mean, I don't even want to do 2 podcasts a week with him. Much less go to dinner twice.
Jesus.
And Kevin's my guy, but
All right, I'm asked them where her parents live, and I also asked them where they went to dinner.
I might do 2 podcasts with them in a week as long as COVID doesn't come up.
So I wondered, he's not here. So was the dinner? Was it like a coat and tie place? Was it like fancy?
Well, we're gonna find.
Well,
there's no way, no freaking way, Kevin wore a coat and tie.
No, I'm eagerly awaiting his response to the question of where did you go to dinner. Please be Olive Garden. Please be
bring him to camp.
Please be
he looks like a star of the day for the Saints.
Kevin, star of the day. So I'm glad we worked in the Kevin romance update. But we were gonna do. This was an interesting. You know what, Thomas? I think we need to bump the franchise list again and just go full Kevin romance update.
Yeah, but we forgot about the Jameis video, by the way.
Oh, play the Jameis video. Jameis doing workouts again.
Oh, that
Here's
beautiful
my question,
bean footage.
Here's my thing with the Jameis workouts, and it got me.
This is Miami Beach.
This is like a presidential campaign, Dave. Jameis is dominating with he's buying airtime. He's on all over social. He's dominating. Taysom, he needs to start posting shirtless workout videos to get in the game. Jameis is up like 21-0 in the
right now.
Opinion.
Right now, Jameis is like Kennedy and Taysom is Nixon. He's sweating and he doesn't look good on TV.
Let's throw into your son, your UDFA son, little Jordan. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's interesting.
Well, what if Taysom is tearing it up right now?
That's the thing is, Taysom is quiet. He's speaking softly but carrying a big stick. See, Jameis is carrying a big stick. I mean, Jameis is carrying a small
2021, Dave. If you ain't on the gram posting videos, you ain't shit. All right.
You know what? Let me tell you something. You know who wouldn't be posting videos in the offseason? Marcus Colston. Marcus Colston would not be posting videos in the offseason. Yeah. Marcus Colston would just be
also never made a Pro Bowl.
Or Mike Thomas.
Ooh,
get in the game.
That was a sick burn. You just got owned.
That's ridiculous.
Point Ralph.
Marcus Colston didn't make. That's all right. Well, fair point.
Hey, Tomas, check the timestamp on this.
All right, meaning that Marcus Colston never made the Pro Bowl because closed mouths don't get fed, and he never got fed.
Ooh, good retort. Good retort.
No, but
all right, 1-1. Ralph, what do you have to say to that?
No,
I'm just saying.
I'm explaining Ralph's
could pull ahead if he posted a shirtless video of him doing a cone drill and throwing a Troutman. He could pull even with Jameis. All he needs is a 15-second story on the gram.
This is all purely for the court of public opinion because there's no way that the coaches are like, oh, hey, did you see Jameis post a video? Taysom hasn't posted anything in
Ralph can't say
months.
Anyone's name right.
We're giving the job to Jameis. I mean, like, obviously they're basing it on how they're actually performing in practice.
Dave, we need fucking content. We're like 40 days out from training camp. This has given us like a third of this show, this video. Thomas is just playing it on a loop.
Can you explain to me?
Taysom to get in the game.
Can you explain to me why Jameis is wearing his helmet and no one else is?
Maybe he's used to throwing with his helmet on.
I'll need to DM Jameis 1-of-1 so he can explain it to me. But it's fun, and here's the thing: this is a thing that we came up to. We're going to grade Taysom and Jameis every day, and we are going to. Every time Jameis has a turnover in practice, he's going to get a crab leg. And we're going to have a running tally of who's in the lead. We just haven't figured out how to do it for Taysom. Like, we can put crab legs for Jameis if he makes a mistake. But what do we put for Taysom if he makes a mistake in practice?
Ralph can't say anyone's name right.
Ralph can't say anyone's name right.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like Dave would have a good idea on this.
Yeah, we need help from Dave or the people in the chat.
Well, I wasn't. What was the question?
Yeah, you weren't even listening. Yet.
No, I was
if
reading.
We're keeping track of Jameis and Taysom every day in practice. Video. When Taysom does something good, what do we put on his scorecard? When he does something bad, what do we put on his scorecard?
When Jameis does something bad, he gets crab legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we got to just come up with what does he get if something good?
He gets the W.
He gets the W. We already got that covered. We got Jameis. We're good with Jameis. We're talking about Taysom.
Oh.
Check the YouTube chat.
If Taysom is good, he gets a Bible. And then
he gets an extra wife if he screws
up.
up.
Ralph, you're frozen in our on our YouTube, by the way.
He's been frozen the entire show.
Yeah, has he really?
Yes, you're just noticing that now.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That's amazing. So basically, role reversal between Dave and Ralph.
Yeah. Again, since which leads me to believe Thomas is the issue, since he's the common thread.
Thomas is always complaining about me using my iPad, and yet I'm the only one that's not freezing out.
Yeah. And who had to restart their computer?
You should guys buy the iPad.
Who called the code red?
Hey guys, maybe just use an iPad next time.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So if Taysom's good, he gets a Bible. If he's bad.
Oh, Bible. Good call. Good call.
He gets.
That's it.
No. I'm trying to think of some way to incorporate.
He gets something satanic.
Like a beer.
Pentagram.
A beer, or like a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Isn't that illegal? Mormons can't drink Cokes, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
is that true?
Bad Taysom is just a can of Coke.
I was trying to incorporate like Mike Westhoff in here somehow, or a shower.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, that's if he's good, right?
I guess
he gets a Mike.
That's if Mike Westhoff's good.
He gets a Mike Westhoff face if he does something good.
Anyway, wait. So back to Kevin. We got a little bit of an update. The doctor's parents are from Cleveland, and they also have a second house, apartment, we're not sure, in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm actually curious about that.
Oh my God.
Because
they're
my
like
parents...
the 1%. Yeah. Kevin, get a ring on that ASAP.
And they went to...
I love Charleston.
They went to a vegan-vegetarian place both nights. Because one or both of her parents are, in Kevin's words, into that. I don't think you're just into being a vegan or into being a vegetarian. I think you just are a vegan or you are a vegetarian.
Actually, that's not accurate.
But anyway,
where was my invite? Where's my invite?
Right.
He says they spent dinner number 2, busting his balls for the way his drink smelled. For the way his drink smelled. He ordered.
Kevin, you know what your response to that is? At least I didn't order the cauliflower steak.
Wait, Ralph, do you have your phone in front of you? Can you see these text messages? I want you to pronounce the name of this drink that Kevin ordered. It's the last one. It's the last text from Kevin. You see that?
Ralph
he
can't
says
say
I
anyone's
ordered.
name right.
Yeah, let's go, Ralph.
I don't even know how to pronounce it correctly, so I don't even know what it is.
Seabrook Island?
No.
I ordered a lap dance? A lap horig?
There
lap horig?
A lafrayag?
Lafrag?
His girlfriend's dad said it smelled like a urinal cake. I have no idea what a lafrag is.
Are we sure that a lafrag is not a urinal cake? Like, it could be.
Leave it to Kevin to order some stupid, weird drink. Also, I didn't know that Olive Garden went vegan.
There's definitely nothing at Olive Garden that's vegan, except maybe the breadsticks.
It's a 10-year single malt Scotch.
Oh,
fancy pants.
Yeah, but Scotch
that's surprisingly fancy for Kevin.
It is surprisingly fancy, but
because the doctor's parents were paying.
Right. Oh, you have a house in Charleston, you say?
I'll have the 10-year.
Oh yeah.
I'll have the Pappy Van Winkle. Leave the bottle.
Yeah.
Wait till her parents hear this episode.
Gone.
All right. So I think we're gonna skip the franchise list, Thomas. Again. It's like Matt Damon on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. We're just gonna keep bumping it.
No one knows what that means, Ralph.
It's evergreen content.
It's just a topic that me and
I do.
I'm getting a beer.
So
by the way, the Lightning are winning 5-1 over the Canadians, which is just annoying the hell out of me.
Tampa having a dynasty hockey team feels fucking weird.
It's obnoxious. They don't even know this. They don't even know what they're watching. They don't even know the rules. Yeah, there I am again, crying Michael Jordan.
But I mean, like, if it was like the Calgary Flames or Edmonton or even the Islanders. Like Tampa doesn't even give a shit about hockey. But
guys,
or baseball.
The Islanders lost. Can I please get a break from the hockey talk? All right, I humor
you weren't
you,
here.
Dave. I allow it to happen when your team is in. They're out. It's over. We're not talking about hockey on this podcast anymore.
We can talk about MLS. No. So here's
the Astros are losing.
I'm gonna remember
the Astros are losing.
The next time you talk about
Triple
tennis,
H
you mentioned
Saints.
tennis.
My wife.
I did appreciate that the French soccer team lost to Switzerland today. That was hilarious.
Very
Steam
good.
is coming out of her ears as they're losing to Baltimore. She's in a rage. She wants people fired because of it. Here's the thing.
So we're skipping that. What are we doing? The bracket?
We're skipping that. If Dave, are you gonna buy a little Jordan Humphrey jersey this year? I gotta buy a jersey, or a jersey T-shirt at least. I gotta figure out who to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do? Should it be Kamara? Should it be? Could I go Ramchek for the Thomas's for the Polish
fans? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Onyemata, I'm the president of the
You
fan club.
gotta go. You gotta go.
You have to have Onyemata. Yeah, you gotta
That's
have
not even a question.
Yeah. Onyemata.
Look at those triceps. My God.
If it was me, I would get a Hill just because Taysom jersey. Partially because I like him, but partially too because I always wore number 7 in high school. So
the Hill jersey might only last a year, though.
Yeah, no, I know it's a problem. Yeah,
Chauncey
but
Gardner-Johnson
I mean, we're always going to remember Taysom.
Too. I think for me, it's either Onyemata or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
No Kamara.
Kamara got COVID.
The problem with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson would be he might only be with the Saints for one more year because this is year 3.
I will say if I got a Lil Jordan jersey, I would make it so that it said Lil Jordan on the back, not Humphrey.
Well, from a longevity perspective, I felt really good about Michael Thomas, that investment, and I'm feeling a little shaky about that now. I'm not as confident.
I should get a Michael Thomas.
What's Michael Thomas been up to on Twitter? Has he been like? I feel like
he's
been quiet.
Switzerland. He's neutral in the Taysom Jameis competition.
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Lutz is Will Lutz the most stable jersey to buy right now on the Saints?
That's a good question.
No. What's the most stable jersey? Kamara?
Yeah.
Kamara. The ball girl just got decapitated in the Astros game. The most stable Saint.
Shout out to Bulldog Saint. He likes Stella.
Onyemata.
He gave me a props.
I would say the most stable Saints jersey is either Kamara or Peyton Turner would be the most stable. Everyone else is kind of
Peyton Turner, I guess. Yeah, your first round pick. I mean, you get 4 years out of him at least.
Because they have a lot of guys. Dave Lattimore, Armstead, Marcus Williams. They have a lot of guys coming up for contract extensions that may leave. Cam Jordan is over 30. They could cut him after this year, possibly. So I mean, it's a tough world if you're looking to invest in a Saints.
I think Pete Werner is actually the most stable. Pete Werner's got Scott Shanley written all over him. Every year they try to get rid of him, and he keeps beating out the dude, and he starts again and again and again.
Yeah. Pete Werner, he also has a guy that plays for the Saints for a decade, and fans hate him. And in 15 years, when we do most hated Saints players again, he's got a high percentage chance to be on that list.
I mean, I honestly think that's the best case scenario for Pete Werner because.
Deontay Harris, yeah, that's just a fun jersey to have. Like, Deontay Harris, even if he was gone in a year, I would be glad I bought that jersey. I feel like. Good call, 79 Saints, Allen.
Yeah, Deontay Harris is a good choice. If you want to go really, you could go Ian Book, future Saints.
Ian Book had some nice things to say about Taysom and Jameis. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, he complimented both quarterbacks for being very open and it being a situation where they were very collaborative, and he said that you don't see that in every football locker room.
That is true. All right, so we got to get to the Drew Brees round 2. We got to finish it up so we can get to the Final Four. But before we do, I want to remind people, support the show, sign up, become a patron. We need your support so we can pay Thomas in the finest meats and cheeses or whatever currency fucking Poland uses. I don't even know what it is. It's like the
Can we look that up real quick? Or just Thomas, can you tell us?
Tell us. What's Thomas?
Don't be lazy.
What's the Polish? Come on.
It's something with a K. I have to pay him every month and he converts it.
The Polish currency is the Polish zloty.
Yeah, it's like golden.
How do I pronounce that? Zloty?
Złoty.
Zloty.
So you get paid in Zloty Divots?
Zloty.
Is that how that works?
Exactly, yeah.
Give him a Zloty Divots.
Basketball coins.
But you got to, if you're not a patron, become a patron, and you get the podcast ad-free. All you people complain about the ads. Support the show year-round. You get a month for free, and you get the free gift and the booze bundle. Do it already. We need your freaking support.
Support us in Polish zloty, if you can.
Exactly. So we got to get to the Drew Brees bracket. So, Thomas, play the Dave...
bad audio, please.
We got the
bad audio.
Johnson Finance Surge Entertainment Center, Jimmy Jones, Kevin Hauser, and the best next to me. But the halo ball as the hair in his hair. It's your worst decision bracket.
Wait for it.
Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone.
Yes, it does.
Now you're just like you pulling random sound bites that makes it seem like I am talking. It's like the AI has gotten so intelligent. I don't even need to be here anymore. You can just play sound bites from past shows. Nobody would even know the difference.
Thomas, is there a way for you to use some app or some?
And your camera froze, Dave, again.
Yeah, nice
job.
Perfect timing. Dave's camera freezes right on cue. But Thomas, I'm curious if you can find a way to make the audio even worse. Like, is there an app or some sort of distortion?
Oh, you can run it through Audacity.
Yeah,
you can make it sound like a AM radio station.
I think you got to give the people what they want. I think our listeners want Dave's intro audio to be even more painful next week. If you can do it.
If it got any worse, it would be inaudible, and you wouldn't even You wouldn't even know that it was the jingle anymore.
Sounds great. That's what I want.
If it gets any worse, Dave, we could play it as a greatest hit and say it's a podcast from 2013, and people wouldn't know.
Maybe,
the difference.
Ralph, maybe we should just turn that into the awards next year.
Yeah, don't get me started. We're going backwards on the Louisiana Sports Writers Award. Last year we finished second. This year we submitted our interview with Bomani Jones and Mina Kimes, and we didn't even get in the top 3. So we went.
Who else was in the top 3?
It was
David Grubb.
He won. He's fine. And then I don't know the other 2. I don't remember. I just know David Grubb is my friend, so I was happy he won. The other 2 I didn't notice.
Who the hell is David Grubb?
He's Pelican. He's a Pelican writer and podcaster for the Bird Rights, and he has a show on 103.7 in Lafayette. All right, so let's get to the bracket, shall we, gentlemen? Let's start with number 2, Jimmy John's. Verse and number 2 Jimmy John's, people talk about it. Number 7 film credits with Kevin Hauser. Now this one I won't tell you the poll on Twitter, but this one
I wonder why
is tough for me because Dave, I look at the Jimmy John's, and Jimmy John's is a horrible product. It's horrible. It's a horrible product. But the thing is, it's popular. It makes money. They open up more and more stores. So, like, as far as like a a horrible decision, it's not as bad as other ones in this bracket. It is the Stanley Jean-Baptiste sandwich shops, and no one has ever craved the Jimmy John's in their entire life. But when you talk about fast food, for the best fast food, Jimmy John's at the bottom, man. Jimmy John's is the Cleveland Browns of sandwich shops. It's not the word, it's not that bad, even though it's the 2 seed in this bracket. I feel like
we're got for, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he makes a good point. Film credits cost him money. Jimmy John's is making him money.
That is correct.
It's correct. But here's the thing about Jimmy John's.
That was the argument I made.
Here's the thing about Jimmy John's. It's one thing for it to be popular within all of America. Americans have horrible taste. I think we can all agree on that, especially in food. But the fact that he would somehow find a way to dupe New Orleanians, and if it was anyone else, I mean, even Deuce McAllister or Marcus Colston, that was like, hey, Saints fans, you should eat Jimmy John's. We would have been like, Deuce, what the hell is wrong with you? Look at this delicious po' boy. Look at you, Deuce. Like, you've been eating a lot of po' boys. I can tell. You haven't been eating Jimmy John's. And they've been delicious, haven't they? I just I
don't know. Jimmy John's really lays on the mayonnaise over there. I don't know. That might not.
I think I'd rather eat a film credit than a Jimmy John's.
That's a great line. Yeah, I agree. But seriously, who could have pulled this off besides Drew Brees?
No one.
Archie Manning, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, the Kevin Hauser film credits, though, is such it is such a rich person getting ripped off scheme.
Yeah. But here's the thing with Hauser. He hosed all of them.
He did.
It wasn't just Drew Brees that he duped. It was Sean Payton. It was numerous players. I mean, shit. Charles Grant gave him his entire signing bonus, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you can say whatever you want about these players being, but $144,000 for, I wonder, Dave, do you think Sean Payton, when he cut him, that he was mad at him and screamed at him, or he's just we got to get you up out of here. I don't know what's going on in this film credit, but you got to get the fuck out of here. Do you think Sean Payton really enjoyed cutting him because Kevin Hauser cost him so much money?
I don't know whether he enjoyed it or not, but I don't think that there's any. Oh, are you kidding me? I don't think that there's any. Is that me sloughing some hot capicola in my mouth? I don't think that there was any yelling or screaming or anything like that. I imagine that Peyton was probably so mad he just tells one of his lackeys to. Are you kidding me? Tells one of his. Are you putting these images up there, or is this really just keep happening?
I'm crying him.
I think he's just slams the door and tells one of his friends to get rid of that guy. I don't think there's any conversation with Hauser after that.
Yeah.
I think that these two things are switched. The rankings are switched. Kevin Hauser should be number 2, film credits, and Jimmy John should be number 15. The Jimmy John's thing, and I think that
I will say Kevin Hauser is ranked the seating is bad. I messed that up.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
No. I messed the graphic. I messed the graphic. That's on me. Kevin Hauser is number 6, I think.
Oh, so you screwed up, Thomas.
Oh, wow.
So you pulled a route.
Number 7.
You went full route. You went full route.
He's right everywhere. He's right on the big bracket, Thomas. He's just wrong on the individual.
Well,
you screwed up, Thomas.
That makes a little more sense. But you can still
pissed.
But you can still see. You can see which one of us rank these when you have Jimmy John's ahead of Kevin Hauser, and that's obviously Andrew, because he's got a real hard on for this. He really hates this Jimmy John's Drew Brees thing. Like this shit really sticks up Andrew's craw. And
it does.
I mean, the argument I would say, just like our person on YouTube, I'm not looking at it right now. I don't know who said it, but I made the same argument when we first discussed this. Like, this isn't a financially a poor decision by Drew. He's making money on Jimmy John's. He didn't screw up. He didn't make a mistake. It's like a bad look, I guess you could say. The optics on it aren't great, but financially, it's probably his best decision in this entire bracket.
You know what?
Somebody says to put the fast food rankings back up because Popeyes is low, and that's a travesty and might invalidate the whole rankings of fast food.
Fair. Dave, the only person that I've ever met that uses the word sticking in someone's craw is my boss. My boss is the only person that uses that phrase that I've met, and he uses it frequently. And now you're the second, Dave. You're the second person that I've heard use that phrase, sticking in your craw.
It's like Peter Griffin. That really grinds my gears.
Yeah, it really does grind my gears when someone says sticking in your craw. It really does. I don't like it. So
when you said that, it reminded me of the guy that does the intro. Saints Happy Hour podcast. Stick it in you. But I'm gonna vote.
Stick it
that
in
guy.
This one.
Here.
I gotta vote. Kevin Hauser, film credits.
No, obviously I'm going Jimmy John since it sticks in my craw.
Dave, who you got?
Kevin Hauser.
Thomas?
Thomas, who you got?
Kevin Hauser, easily in my book. Like,
goodness!
Well, if you had gone to a Jimmy John's, then you would know.
But Kevin Hauser is hilarious.
So, Thomas,
he got fleeced by his own teammate. Like, man, how can you win with that?
All right, so throw the poll up, Thomas. We got an upset.
Here's the one thing I will say about Kevin Hauser is we've had Thomas Morstead on the podcast twice now, and his whole thing was. Remember, Ralph? We asked him. We were like, "Hey, how do you feel about Kevin Hauser?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't care if you make fun of him." And like, Thomas Morstead's nice about everyone.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was like, "Oh yeah, you can rip him to shreds."
You can fire Kevin Hauser into the sun. I don't give a shit.
I was like, "Damn, that guy must really suck."
Yeah, like Thomas Morstead. I mean,
if Thomas Morstead is cool with us banging on him, then you must be terrible.
Hauser. We got an upset though in this one. So
I love. Trust me, I'm a long snapper. That's great.
Yeah, I love the confetti that Thomas has. Thomas probably worked like 8 hours to make that confetti work. So, on the other matchup to get to the final four, the last member of the Drew's worst decision bracket, final four, number 3 Advocare versus number 6 Hair Plugs.
Dave Plugs.
if just on the graphics alone, these might be final worthy.
You're right. Correct. I would agree with that.
I mean, the Advocare with Drew as Uncle Sam and the before and after with Dave with the birthmark added in is just tremendous. We'll start with Advocare. Advocare is straight up, it's a pyramid scheme. So that's not a good look for Drew. I feel like Advocare, Andrew, there is a very high percentage in the next 5 years, we'll read something that the IRS raids their office. And it's like a Bernie Madoff situation. I mean,
I still don't know what it is. I remember seeing a commercial where Jason Witten is definitely sign up for this. It's terrific. It's great.
It's like a powder you put in your water.
It's basically.
I still don't know what it is.
It's basically
protein?
Vitamins and Slim Fast, and you but you sell the products to other people, and you get them to sell the products, and you make money off of the people you recruit to sell the products. But it's basically vitamins and overpriced Slim Fast is what it is.
Okay.
I dated a woman that did the competitor to Advocare, which is Herbalife. Same thing. No. Herbalife lady put me on the curb one day. I came home and she just said, "Get out." And I was
she said I need 2 working arms.
Yeah, I need 2 working arms. Like I just
sorry.
I took it 7 months. I took the job, and now you're putting me on the curb. She's like, "Yes, you have 2 weeks."
Sorry, I'm on my second beer.
I said,
"Sorry,"
and that's when I told her Herbalife was a pyramid scheme. She didn't like that either. But
sounds like she did you a favor.
Yeah, sounds like you won, Ralph.
I did. I mean,
you got the last laugh.
So I'm predisposed. The thing is, like, seeing it up close of how they take advantage of like vulnerable people to like pitch like, I need the credit card number. This can change your life. Like, just hearing her do the calls over and over again, like, I wouldn't say it's evil, but it's really, really fucking slimy. And like, that's to me is Advocare. So, I mean, I lean Advocare on this, but
who are they? I forgot who they're going up against.
It's Dave Plugs. So.
Oh, Dave Plugs, right?
So the Dave Plugs, I mean, like, you saw it on Ellen, where it's jarring.
Isn't it kind of necessary though to have a hairline if you're gonna be in the showbiz and.
Dave, do you feel like having no hair has slowed down your star on this podcast since we've gone live stream?
No, I would say it's only helped it because it's a constant topic of discussion. Gets me more airtime.
I feel like Drew, he either need to get plugs or you got to go full bald. Like, you can't, like, he couldn't
go in between. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in between. Like, you gotta pick a lane.
I mean, see, the thing is, I don't think he's on Marv Albert's level, where like everyone mocks.
Well,
Marv
that was
Albert.
a wig.
No, but I'm saying like Marv Albert looks ridiculous, and I think everyone knows, like, dude, that's not your hair, and B, that's not your hair color anymore. Like it's
Whenever
all.
You talk about Marv Albert, all I think about is him and the dominatrix and that.
Biting.
Yes.
The biting. That's all I think about with Marv Albert.
Actually, we should read his Wikipedia. I don't know if you guys have read that before, but it is really funny.
I mean,
I feel like the recount of that evening is shockingly hilarious.
I mean, Marv Albert, I don't know in the Me Too era if he could survive the biting in 2020. Like, if that had happened in 2021, I don't know that he would survive.
All right. Albert was accused of sexually assaulting a 42-year-old woman named Vanessa Perhatch in 1997. Perhatch accused Albert of throwing her onto a bed, biting her, then forcing her to perform oral sex after a February 12, 1997 argument in Pentagon City hotel room. DNA testing linked Albert to genetic material taken from the bite marks and from the semen in Perhatch's underwear. From the trial, testimony was presented from another woman, Patricia Masden, who told the jury that Albert had bitten her on 2 different occasions in 1993 and 1994 in Miami and Dallas hotels, respectively, which she viewed as unwanted sexual advances. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, dude, how did he survive that? My God.
Yeah.
Like, how did he survive that?
Yeah.
He never survived that today.
Yes.
I mean, it's we make fun of it because it's Marv Albert and it's a wig and it's biting and it's kind of creepy. But Dave, he would never survive that today, right?
No, and to your point earlier, I'm kind of surprised that retroactively he didn't get canceled. I mean, because a lot of stuff, A lot
Maybe
of
it
people got
starts today.
canceled
Maybe it
retroactively.
starts today. Maybe we cancel him right now. Should we cancel him on the show?
You can't
Maybe you
cancel him
can't-
because he's retiring.
Well, maybe you can't. Maybe he never got canceled because it was already known. Like the people that were getting
Maybe.
canceled retroactively, it was like new information that was coming out.
You know, maybe the big win of this episode is that as much as we're shitting on Drew Brees, at least he's not Marv Albert.
So I'm glad. I like it when this show goes off the rails. It delights me. Thomas, we needed Marv Albert. We needed Marv Albert.
You know what? We need a Marv Albert soundbite.
Yes.
Of him just going yes,
and it counts.
I'm gonna vote Advocare here.
And
I vote Advocare too. I vote Advocare too. Dave, who you got?
You know what? I was kind of on the fence about this, and I was sitting back and listening to you two. I was going to see if maybe one of you guys were going to sway me either way. Hair plugs, that's a bad personal decision, It's not a bad necessarily business decision. Didn't cost him any more money.
Hey, Dave, I don't know if you can knock the hair plugs until you try it, bro.
I'm not. I got too much. It's too late for me to do hair plugs, I think. I mean, I can't.
Never
too late.
I don't know. I think that would be a little weird if I just showed up to work the next week and
George Costanza.
Yeah, and I had a full head of hair. Also, I think that really hurts. So I think that would be a very, very painful operation or multiple operations. But
that's what Drew Brees' vasectomy said.
I gotta go with Advocare. It's a bad look. It's a worse look than his hair.
So we got this.
Flawless victory.
No, Thomas hasn't voted yet.
And we haven't seen the fan vote even. Ralph is already playing the flawless victory.
I wanted to. I just.
Ralph is like, you know what Ralph is like? He's like that umpire in softball that's like, it's like set up for the infield fly. There's runner on first and second, and the umpire's like creaming his pants. He's like, "Oh my god, I can call an infield fly here if there's just a little pop up," And he's like so excited to call it that he's like, "Infield fly, batter's out," and it's like a fly ball to right field, and everyone gets mad. That's what that was.
I'm doing this number on a ball 6 feet outside.
Yeah.
Punch him out.
Yeah.
Thomas, who you got?
Yeah, I'm voting Advocate. Like that's easy. Like I think hair plugs are seated incorrectly.
All right, so what about
number six? Number six, man.
The fan vote doesn't count though.
So I know, but I just want to see
Flawless victory.
Nice.
The fans know what's up. 70%. They know what's up.
Flawless victory.
They know what's up. So now we got the final four. We got the top 3 seeds, right, except for
so pretty good seeding by me.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty good. So we got Yahoo Finance, of course. We got Blue Diamonds, and we got Kevin Hauser versus Advocare.
Yeah, I would say that's those are the 4 that should be there.
Yahoo Finance versus Blue Diamonds should be the final.
These are tough. I don't know how I'm gonna pick.
Hey, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, we're not spoiling it. We're teasing it, Thomas. Jesus Christ, don't you know anything? We're teasing it. The next episode. Trying to get the listeners to come back, Thomas.
That is Eddie. You playing Arctic.
Ralph, make sure you dock Thomas 2 zlotys.
Yeah,
for his insubordinate.
Zloty Divots.
Yeah,
I think
2 links of salami that you're not getting now.
I think like 100 Zloty Divots equals $1.
Something like that.
I think that's the conversion rate. So you're gonna get docked. You're gonna get docked. Zlotys.
You can increase your pay by making Dave's audio more horrible next week.
That's right.
Good luck.
So Thomas, I don't know how many questions we have this week because I didn't put it out on Twitter, and I don't know how many people submitted.
Not many, but we have one good one question.
Fire up the music, and we'll go.
Ralph, is this the Ralph Shuffle?
Yeah.
There we go.
Astros are coming back.
Damn.
Finger gun. My wife is clapping. It's very nice.
Wait, is she into the
mic?
music?
No, she's not into music. She just treats every Astros game like it's fucking Game 7 of the World Series.
All right, I'm frozen, but I'm finally frozen on an image that I can live with, so I'm just gonna leave it this time. So
I wish I could freeze my camera right now so I could go use the restroom.
So Thomas, tell us
what next.
Okay, so first question comes from Budrich, and it's a graphic question. We have a graphic for it. You can only choose one pill, the blue one. Zach Bond.
Andrew left. Isn't he supposed to be handling this question?
He should probably, but it's too late. Too late.
Too late.
First pill. Zach Bond owns tight ends in the passing game. Red pill. Paulson Adebo becomes the best corner ever. Purple pill. Marcus Callaway plays like peak Lance Moore. Black pill. Cesar Ruiz transforms into peak Carl Nix. And last pill, which is the green one, is Taysom continues to shove stat nerds in the lockers.
I don't know. This is so hard. This is so hard, Dave.
I don't know. I don't think it. I would go with. I'd go with red. Paulson Adebo becomes the best corner ever.
Thing is, though, he's not vaccinated. What if he catches the Rona and it hits him hard and he's out for the year? Or what if he misses a critical game?
The fact that he becomes the best corner ever presupposes that none of that other stuff happens.
No, I mean, but it could.
You can't be the best. You can't be the best corner ever if you're not on the field. Okay, your best ability is availability.
No. I don't know. I think Taysom stuffing the stat nerds in a locker, that is so tempting to me. So tempting.
The answer is the red pill. It's not even close.
Yes, thank you.
Adebo becomes the best corner ever. Like, we're talking better than Dion, you know? Like, what could you possibly want that's better than that?
I mean, just being able to make fun of
the only thing that would be better.
Green one easy.
The only thing that would be better than red is if Jameis becomes better than Drew Brees.
Quick question, Andrew. If Adebo is the best, if let's say you.
All right, first of all, I'm getting really uncomfortable with the fact that you're saying his name correctly more consistently. But continue.
Let's say Adebo, he is the best corner ever. How good could that make the Saints defense? Like if he's Deion Sanders level good by like November, how good could the Saints defense be in 2021?
No one's going to throw to him. No one's going to throw to Lattimore. So it basically means that when you target the Saints, you're going after Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Sign me up for that shit. How good? How about real good?
Okay, are you going to read some of these answers,
What
Andrew?
next?
Yeah, no. we got let's see here. Luke says the only reason I picked red easily over black is because Adebo would be the best corner ever and probably would have a longer career and a higher level than Ruiz. Totally fair. Saints Rabbit also says that he needs to go red. But yeah, the number 2 pill is harder. Blue? Wait, what? Black? No, blue. Luke says if Bond doesn't cover the tight end, someone else can, like Chauncey Gardner or Jenkins, so that doesn't bother me. So yeah, he doesn't. It's not a necessity to have Zach Bond being good. Saints Rabbit says I like the idea of a linebacker. Well, you just took it off, so now I can't read it.
Yeah. No,
awesome.
Taysom, I love to make fun of people on Twitter though. Like that is so tempting to me. Like personally, I know having the best corner ever can help the Saints, but think of the Twitter likes I could get with the jokes. Taysom be good. So, Thomas.
What next?
Okay, so we have one more question. Next question comes straight from Mother Russia, from our Russian fan. I don't know if you know any guys. Russian fans?
No.
Mother Russia.
It comes from...
Vidinkar vodka.
It comes from Andrei Juge. If Adebo created a similar situation as NC State for the Saints before a playoff game, would you ever forgive him?
I have to say this. It depends on two things. How good is Adebo?
If I took the red pill and he becomes the greatest cornerback ever, then I guess I'll forgive him. But
would you though? For costing us a playoff game?
Maybe.
I mean, it depends.
I mean, no, hold on. Similar situation to NC State means we forfeit.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, like you don't.
We forfeit a playoff game. There's no saying I would never
here's the
forgive
thing,
a Saints
Andrew.
player for costing us a playoff game.
But here's the thing that I said: like, if it's the 2018 Saints and they forfeit a first-round playoff game and they're 13-3 and the number 1 seed, if Adebo is the greatest corner ever, I might forgive him.
No.
But
no,
if they're 8-8 and they're the 2020
Ralph,
Bears, I think I'd get over it.
No, there's no chance you'd get over it. You want to know why? Look at all the Saints fans and how they treat Marcus Williams. Okay? You with me so far? How they treat
people still hate Marcus Williams?
Yes. And you know
really?
what?
But the thing is, they had that playoff
intentional. That wasn't even intentional. Okay.
But here's the thing, Andrew.
Look how much Tommy Lee Lewis gets crushed.
They had those playoff games won.
Tommy Lee Lewis gets crushed when he should have gotten a flag, and it's the ref's fault, and people still hate Tommy Lee Lewis for taking that hit.
0 sense to me. I don't know. Who are these people?
I know, but Marcus Williams and Tommy Lee Lewis get crushed. So, like, now
everybody in the chat, that's our cat Vegas who just walked across my screen. In case
now fast forward to Paulson Adebo, who willingly says, you know what? I'm going to pass. I'm a no-vax guy. Yeah, I'm good.
But here's the thing. I don't think if he's Deion Sanders, Andrew, and the Saints have to forfeit a playoff game when they were 9-8, I think fans would forgive him. I think they would. But if the Saints are 14-3 and they have to forfeit a playoff game, they're the number 1 seed, I think that's different.
That's fair.
I think the thing is,
a game you expect to lose versus like the path to the Super Bowl is ahead is. I agree. That's a different scenario. That's fair.
But I do think one thing in the moment and for like a good 2 years, they would crush him for a long time.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, it's not like the Saints are like low vaccination rate. 2 guys are vaccinated, and the whole team's putting him at risk. And so it's just Paulson Adebo that got caught. But it's like, half the roster. It could have been anyone. The Saints are the second most vaccinated team in the league after the Dolphins right now, as we sit here today. Like what is it, Ralph? They're above.
They're above the threshold at 18%.
No, 85%, right?
85%.
Yeah. So more than 85% of the roster as of today is vaccinated. And we know that Paulson Adebo is one of those guys that isn't. So it's like if he costs us a playoff game, it's like he might be the one dude that's putting the Saints at risk right now.
I don't know how the NFL, I know they have, if you're not vaccinated, you have to get tested every day and you can't go in the weight room and you can't go to meet, and they make your life kind of miserable. But the thing that got NC State was because not every player was vaccinated, they tested the entire team and they were like, "Oh, you got vaccinated dudes that even though they're asymptomatic, they got it too, so we're gonna DQ you." Where I don't know if that's how it works with like Paulson Adebo. Like if he tests positive, does then the NFL say, "Okay, you're positive because we test you every day, so now we're testing every defensive back, even if they're vaccinated"? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
because the vaccine, it's 99% effective.
The NCAA was pretty corrupt with that situation, and I'm biased.
Dude.
The pitcher for NC State is actually a family friend of mine, and Garrett Payne, who pitched an incredible game I actually have a picture on my phone with him and my 2 kids. He's a family friend, and it was incredible to see him pitch in that game and do a great job. And to see them get booted from the World Series after that game when they had only lost 1 game was heartbreaking for those kids.
I mean, that whatever you believe about vaccinating, the NCAA, that was bullshit to like announce it at like 2 a.m. and like
it's awful.
dodge all the like awful. It was like the NCAA. Like you can knock NC State for not getting vaccinated. You can also be like the NCAA,
and it would be deserved. Yeah,
fucking worst. The NCAA is just the fucking worst.
Both can be true. Yeah.
So that Thomas, that's it, right? That's the end of the questions, right?
Yep.
Just leave it on Dave's face right there. That's a beautiful way to end the podcast.
Dave's that face there is kind of seductive. Like
that's why I left it. That's why I left that one. That's the way I want to be remembered.
Imagine if he had Marv Albert's wig. How attractive he would be.
Put that next to my casket at my funeral.
We
gotta give something for our female listeners.
Do you want
Lori, do you have a comment on this picture? Bulldog Saint?
Do you want a koozie for your sorority? I'll cut you a deal, 20% off.
Yes.
So, anyway, thanks guys for joining us. Thanks for voting in the polls. Be on the lookout. We'll do the final 4 next week of the Drew Brees bracket. So thanks for everybody. Thanks for joining us
next week.
Support the show. The chaos we had.
Dave, humble brag. Dave, tell everyone where you're gonna be. Why won't you?
Yeah, tell everyone where you're gonna be for vacation.
I'm hoping I'm gonna be in Turks and Caicos, but I still haven't received my travel authorization yet.
Oh, fancy pants. Yeah. Like the Kardashians or some shit going on. Super vacation. So for Kevin, who impressed the in-laws back-to-back nights, wasn't here. For Andrew, for Dave, for Thomas running the show in Poland like a superstar, saving us again. We had catastrophes in the pre-show. He got us off and going.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I missed the fatheads, the little fatheads.
Well, they'll be back next week. I'm gonna get to buy me a 30-foot internet cable so I can hook up to the modem and plug right in. I couldn't do it this week, but I'll have it next week. So for everybody, thanks for joining us. Support the show, and God damn it. Remember, kids, don't shoot your dick off. And until next week, the bar is closed. This entire show from start to finish.
Yeah, awful.
Terrible.
Awful.
Awful.
Ralph can't say anyone's name right.